Now that you all know my secret, you can do the same thing. Whenever you're afraid, just whistle a happy tune. But don't tell anybody that you learned that from a dragon. Most people think dragons are extinct. That's just a grown-up word for not being around anymore.
Well, of course we'll be extinct if you keep getting friendly with everyone. You remember what happened to our friend the unicorn? Gone. Finished. When was the last time you saw a unicorn?
Oh, I bet nobody's seen one in at least a couple of thousand years. But if I remember, he looked sorta like a horse, but he had one long horn growing out of his forehead.
And he probably smiled a lot.
Now, Tough, that's not the real story.
A long time ago when the earth was green, there was more kinds of animals than you've ever seen. And they'd run around free while the world was being born. And the loveliest of all was the unicorn.
There was green alligators and long-necked geese, humpback camels and chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants as sure as you're born. The loveliest of all was the unicorn.
But the Lord seen some sinning, and it caused him pain. He says, stand back, I'm gonna make it rain. So hey, Brother Noah, I'll tell you what to do. Go and build me a floating zoo.
There was green alligators and long-necked geese, humpback camels and chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants as sure as you're born. The loveliest of all was the unicorn.
Now Noah was there, and he answered the calling, and he finished up the ark as the rain started falling. Then he marched in the animals, 2 by 2, and he sung out as they went through.
Green alligators and long-necked geese, humpback camels and chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, everyone's aboard but the unicorn.
Well, Noah looked out through the driving rain, but the unicorns were hiding, playing silly games. They were kicking and a-splashing while the rain was pouring. Oh, them foolish unicorns.
Green alligators and long-necked geese, humpback camels and chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, and everyone's aboard but the unicorn.
Then the ducks started ducking, and the snakes started snaking, and the elephants started elephanting, and the boat started shaking. The mice started squeaking, the lions started roaring, and everyone's aboard but the unicorn.
Green alligators and long-necked geese, humpback camels and chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, everyone's aboard but the unicorn.
And then the ark started moving, and it drifted with the tide. And the unicorns looked up from the rock, and they cried. And the water came up and sort of floated them away. That's why you've never seen a unicorn to this day.
Green alligators and long-necked geese, humpback camels and chimpanzees, cats and rats and elephants, but sure as you're born, you're never gonna see the unicorn.
Never gonna see the unicorn.